What's up, my ninjas? Today we're going to compare Udio with Suno. If you follow AI music and the tech that's evolving, you have probably heard of Udio. A lot of people are saying that it's better than Suno, or at least close in quality. Today we're going to do a head-to-head comparison. We're going to use the exact same prompts on both of them, and we're going to compare the results. So I've already done one generation. We're going to listen to that, and then I'm going to do one live for you so you can see, compare them yourselves. So the prompt that I used for the songs I'm about to play on both Suno and Udio are a heartfelt indie pop song with a female singer about surviving the zombie apocalypse. So we're going to go ahead and do this one first.
I woke up one day, world in decay, zombies on the prowl. What can I say? Heart pounding fast, running through the scene. Survival mode on, gotta stay serene. In this post-apocalyptic haze, every step, all I need is love, all I need is hope. In this world,
So if you're familiar with Suno, you know that it's well known for having very expressive vocals. Both Suno and Udio do generate lyrics on command. You can basically have it generate lyrics. That's what we did here. I put in the prompt and it generated these lyrics. We did the same thing in Udio. However, both of them do give you the option to use your own lyrics. Now, one thing that's going to be important to look at here is how good the lyrics are comparatively, because the lyrics in Suno, doesn't matter what the version, they tend to use the same material over and over again. If Udio cannot do that, that's going to be a huge advantage for Udio. So let's go ahead and press play here and see how the first generation from Udio sounds. This one, it's calling Tattooed Shadows.
You hand me a blade, your grip firm and grim. Survive this, you tell me, breathing, breathing. Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fear's tattooed.
Okay, couple things to make mention of here. First of all, this sounds a higher fidelity. I haven't downloaded it yet, but I'm going to download it and we will see what the what the fidelity is like. With Suno, it renders to an MP3 only, and it's a it's a low fidelity MP3, very low. So there's a lot of problems. If you know what I do, I use this sort of AI generated samples that you're hearing, and I can extract the vocals and then improve the quality of the vocals, and then or change the voice of the singer in the song. That gives you a lot of flexibility as a music producer. This higher fidelity will make it easier to get high quality samples out of the music. So that's very exciting on its own. However, this is nor good or bad. It actually may turn out to be a good thing, but it only generates about 30 seconds at a time, it looks like, from Udio, whereas Suno version 3 can do like 2-minute long songs. This one is 1:21, which is actually pretty low. You can extend it, and you can do the same thing with Udio. I haven't done it yet with Udio. We're going to take a look at that. However, I actually like the workflow of starting with a small sample and then developing it from there. That gives more customization throughout the construction of the song. You start with essentially a seed, and then you extend it from there, and you can change the lyrics, and you can just keep extending it. What I like to do is end up with like, 2 to 4 minutes of a song, and that usually with Suno, because of the low quality, it gives me more to choose from, because usually when you try to extract the vocals and improve the quality, not all of it will make it through the process. Some will get too lost because of the quality, the low quality issues, and some of it won't end up being usable. So I like to have a long sample vocal stem. So I have some of it to cut out and some of it to keep, the stuff that doesn't sound good, the stuff that does sound good. However, with the higher quality of Udio, I don't know if that's going to be a problem. And let me take a where does it show the lyrics? View track. So let's go to view track. The fears tattooed. It sounds kind of AI-ish, similar to Suno. That's not great, but again, with me working with AI music, I'm finding that lyrics are the hardest thing to come by, and the thing that's most valuable. If I can get a hold of some good lyrics, that's really something I'd like to have. I wish I was a great lyricist. But let's go ahead and go on to the second generation from Suno. Let's check that out.
I woke up one day, world in decay, zombies on the prowl. What can I say? Hot pounding fast, running through the scene, survival mode on. Gotta stay serene in this boat. Through this ghost town, all I need is love. All night I won't go. With my guitar in hand, I sing my song. Surviving this chaos, I'll stay strong.
Yeah, like I said before, Suno is good at being convincing, that it sounds like a real song by a real artist or a real band. However, it's just the bit rate is too low. The quality makes it very obvious that it's not, really good quality, I guess. That's a terrible way of saying it. But let's go ahead and move on to the second generation from Udio.
Can't find the right path to save us today. When I see you, I feel 100 fears in my veins. The taste of panic spreading wild and unsteady. And when it hits me, I'm trying to arm up to grab what's real. I need to fight now.
Yeah, again, the fidelity is just impressive. I'm hoping that it downloads as a WAV. However, a 320 MP3 would be acceptable to me at this point. So we're going to go ahead and do another generation with both of them, and I want you to pay attention to how long these take. I'm going to give Udio a head start. Create. And the results here, if you know how fast Suno generates, it's pretty quick. Udio takes quite a bit longer, many multitudes. However, that may have to do with the quality difference in the fidelity. I'm not sure. There is something called Audio SR that should be coming out soon in like a Gradio app that will allow you to improve the fidelity of a piece of music using AI, similar to kind of like an audio version of Magnific, just basically up-resing, using AI to creatively up-res, to imagine what details are being lost in the, in the poor quality. Or even, I think even if you have I'd be curious to know what it can do to a recording that's already high quality. What it would, if it would add new details there, or I have no idea. Haven't got my hands on it yet. So Suno actually probably finished many seconds ago, maybe 10 or 20 seconds ago. Udio is still chugging along trying to get it out. Let's go ahead and listen to the Suno generations.
Dystopian streets.
Real quick, the prompt here is a pop electronica song with a female singer about being left behind while others were raptured.
A world undone, the rapture's come, but I'm left unsung. I search the skies for a sign of grace, but all I find is an empty space. My heart beats lost in the rapture, left to wander alone. In this broken world, I'm on my own, but I won't surrender. Dystopian streets, a world undone. The rapture's come, but I'm left unsung. I search the skies for a sign of grace, but all I find is an empty space. My heart beats heavy with every step, left behind in this lonely depth. As angels soar to heavens above, I'm lost on earth, a forgotten love. Lost in the rapture, left to wander alone. In this broken world, I'm on my own. But I won't surrender, I won't be denied.
You know, in addition to being just poor resolution, poor fidelity, I find that the Suno, the way it mixes its music, you tend to get a lot of these really, really obnoxious transient harmonics in like the low mids and the low range that it, would shouldn't make it to a final product. Another thing I want to say is with Suno, you actually go to custom mode, and you can say, you can just give it a prompt. I'll take this prompt to that. Or I see it. A song with a female singer. Let's get this female singer part out. Song about. Oops. Okay. So you can generate lyrics here, and and this is for my workflow. This actually works a lot. I generate something, then I go through and make it not sound like AI because these lyrics are freaking annoying. It's constantly trying to say undone, unsung. It's just the same words that they're rhyming with all the time. However, I do have to say, since I've been working with AI tools like this, I have noticed that a lot of pop songs sound like AI. And I've also noticed that a lot of lyrics that look stupid written down like this, you think of it differently once you heard it being sung. As long as it's a really good song, it totally changes your perspective of how the lyrics sound. But let's go ahead and go on to these next two that we created on Udio. And you remember we're comparing these with the Suno generations. However, they're not as long, but we're looking at different aspects such as the fidelity. And mostly I want to listen to the inflection of the voices, how convincing they are, how much they sound like humans, but also just, the way that they sing. Because, anyone can sing the same, you can have different singers singing the same melody, but some singers just have a way of making it sound awesome. And that's what we really are looking for. At least, considering the way that I produce music using AI.
Oh, I'm not ascending. Won't you watch me while I break the norm? Too light for this world yet. Here I storm. How do you tell it? Who's pure or mean? I'm too vivid for your biasing.
So they're guilty of having crappy lyrics too. I do have to say that Udio is no better than Suno, it appears at this point, than at creating, having good lyrics in the music. Another thing in the Suno generations, and both of the prompts that I've used, the two sets of prompts the two prompts that I've used for both Suno and Udio, I've specified for that I want a female singer. And Suno has stuck to that. All these generations, the 4 generations I've done, have had a female singer. With Udio, on the first generation that I did, you had one that was a male singer and one that was a female singer. And this was something that Suno version 2 was more guilty of, but version 3 seems to be pretty spot on at sticking to that when you specify. Let's see if this one, the second one with this new generation, has a female singer or not.
Towers crumbling all around, disconnected, left on the ground, feeling so dejected.
So I would say that I'm not even going to listen to the rest of that. It sounds to me like Udio is struggling with art punk electronica. It's kind of sounding like the Suno version 1, in fact. It had a lot of these generations where
hear the silence, heaven.
Where it's just talking, or just doing stupid things with a voice that no one wants to hear. But I have to say, even though That's true. The clarity of the voice is still there.
Handset tapes.
Way more clear than Suno.
I'm not ascending.
That's kind of like a post-punk sort of vibe that singer is going for. It's very interesting. I do want to take a closer look at some of the different features or the way it works, in compared to Suno. Basically, I want to extend it, and then I'm going to take a sample, I'm going to bring it into Musicfy, and I'm going to extract the vocals and then try to improve the product from there. However, I'm going to do something that I usually don't do with Suno, because with Suno, because of the low fidelity, when you work with male vocals, it's pretty much impossible, because it gets lost in the lower end, the mid frequencies, the lower mids. The voice gets totally destroyed. And when you try to extract the vocals, it just doesn't work out very well. However, since Udio sounds much higher quality, higher fidelity, I think that the extraction will go a lot better with it for a male voice. So that's what I'm going to try. So this one right here.
You hand me a blade, your grip firm and grim.
I think that's a pretty good sounding, clear sounding male voice. So we're going to go to extend. Oh, what do we have here? Original prompt, extension placement, add intro. I don't want to add intro, add section. Oh, so you can add an intro before and add a section before that's not an intro. This is fascinating. This is really, really, really cool.
The streets are silent. You hand me a blade, your grip firm and grim. You hand me shadows. With every heartbeat, we're outrunning death. Our world's a graveyard, but we ain't its guest. Our whispers are heavy, but our souls, they're ready. They're ready, they're ready, they're ready. We'll light up the ruins, make sparks out of doom. Skin the fierce tattoo. Running wild, running thin. I clutch the blade, blood pumping, 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 pumping. With every heartbeat we defy. Your hand in mine, a promise unspoken. In a world of the lost, we're love's token. Echoes of a life that's been torn. We're the living fire in a world forlorn. As the night falls heavy and hope seems thin, with you by my side, I feel something within. You hand me a blade, your grip firm and grim. Survive this, you tell me, breathing, breathing. Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fierce tattoo. With every heartbeat, we're outrunning death. Our world's a graveyard, but we ain't its guest. Our whispers are heavy, but our souls, they're ready. They're ready, they're ready, they're ready. We'll light up the ruins, make sparks out of doom. Boards on windows, locked inside. Death scratching at the door, nowhere to hide. Barricade hearts from the fear.
Hey, it's doing this shit, this spoken word garbage. But I digress. Let's move on. I'm just going to go ahead and download this one. And an exciting part here, we get to see what. Oh, it's an MP3. Still though, probably a 320.
Your hand in mine, a promise unspoken. In a world of the lost, we're love's token.
Sounds pretty high quality. Let's drop this in music file. So stem splitter. Oops. There you go. Just okay. The others. The extraction.
Your hand in mine, a promise unspoken. In a world of the lost, we're love's token. Echoes of a life that's been torn. We're the living fire in a world forlorn. As the night falls heavy and hope seems thin, with you by my side, I feel something within. You hand me a blade, your grip firm and grim. Survive this, you tell me, breathing, breathing. Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fear's tattooed. With every heartbeat, we're outrunning death. Our world's a graveyard, but we ain't its guess.
I thought Other would print the rest of the song. It did not. However, I just want to talk about how good this stem splitter is. Oh my God. It might even be better than Split X. I don't know. But there is, for most of this, you almost don't even need to do anything else to the vocals. It's almost good as is. Unfortunately, there was some bleed through from some of the ambient instruments, it sounds like. Let's go ahead and download this. And I'm going to take this into so we downloaded this, and I'm going to take this into the convert voice feature in Musicfy. Drop this audio into here. And I usually don't do male voices for the reasons I mentioned earlier in the video. However, let's go ahead and throw a male voice on here. Let's just do, well, The Weeknd isn't really well, let's try it. Let's see how that sounds. We'll do The Weeknd, and I will also add one of their royalty free. Add in one. I think this guy is decent. Put Evan on there, both of these guys. We'll do one more. We'll do one more parody voice. Let's do. Darth Vader. I don't know who a lot of these people are. Tempted to do Ben Shapiro. I guess let's just do Juice WRLD since he's right here. I think he's pretty good too. I don't listen to him a whole lot, but what I've heard, I do like, I think, as far as his singing. So remove reverb and echo. That's going to give us more control. We can add our own reverb and echo if we need to. Got the vocal. Let's keep all that the same. All right, let's see how this turns out. Could take a while since I selected 4 voices. Oh, you know, one thing I forgot to do, I should have converted it to mono before I uploaded it to here. Again, or get the best quotation. Surely an acapella. And I actually don't. I've never seen anywhere on the Musicfy website that it should be mono, but I saw it on the Otomy website. And Otomy is basically. There's probably other ones that are similar, but Otomy is Musicfy's main competitor that I'm aware of, and they're of a similar pricing as Suno. Oh, they have a yeah. From what I can tell, Musicfy does all these things. Plus, they have the stem splitter. Maybe these guys have a stem splitter though. Conversion, trained voice, isolate vocals. So they do just a voice extraction. That's cool. You can mix voices together to create a new voice. That is pretty cool. Well, also, Ace Studio, who I reviewed recently, they actually added the ability to add your own voice and create a song using your own voice, which is cool. I think it's definitely a useful tool. Musicfy. Okay, let's check out Calvin here.
Your head in mine, a promise unspoken. Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fierce tattoo.
Sounds very much too AI-like to me.
Survive this, you tell me. Breathing, breathing.
So artifacts in there for sure.
Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fierce tattoo.
And some of these artifacts can be cleaned up with audio repairing tools like RX by Isotope. So far, though, this isn't extremely usable from what I'm hearing. It's having some of the same problems that male voices have with Suno, although it sounds a lot better than results that I've heard from Suno when transitioning to another voice like this.
Mine, a promise unspoken. Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fierce tattoo. With every heartbeat, we're outrunning death. Our world's a graveyard, but we ain't its guest.
Really glitchy for sure.
Tell me, breathing, breathing.
Back to the weekend here.
Through the dark, the shadows move. On your skin, the fierce tattoo.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just not getting the transition using the male voice is just not quite there. Unfortunately, I think it has to do with the lower registers. If I get something with a slightly higher pitched voice, that may be more usable. I will be doing some more testing. I'm not going to give up on generating some good quality male vocals with AI. With and I mentioned this in another video, with Musicfy, you can take a female voice and convert it into a male voice, and that's how I produce male vocals. However, there are some issues when doing that. I was hoping this would work so I could avoid those issues, but it sounds like gonna have to mess around with some options, and maybe converting up to mono before doing this will fix some of that, because it does sound like it could be caused by some phasing issues, and that could be hopefully resolved with converting it to mono and then re-uploading it. So I will do some more testing. I will release a video with an update on my methods and how to create usable, high quality AI voices using a variety of models and methods. But for now, Udio, very impressive. This is a big problem for Suno, but it's great for you and me because it's just going to push Suno to compete harder against Udio now that they have someone who's in the ballpark. And actually, in many ways, probably more ways than not, I think Udio is right now better than Suno. Unfortunately, it takes a long time to generate, but I don't think it. Oh, it does. I think it only allows you to do 2 at a time. Let me try this. Discover my creations. Okay, no, discover. So let's say a song about holidays coming up. I just had Easter. We're in April. My brother's birthday is this month. Let's do that. Song about my brother's birthday. We're gonna try to do 3 generations at once. I think it's gonna tell us. Whoops. Okay. error generating. You can only make one generations simultaneously. I think this is only referring to the original seed because we were able to do two extensions simultaneously. So it seems like the original seed is the really hard part for Udio. But the extensions are easy, and that's, good, but it's still going to take a lot of time to come up with these seeds. With Suno, I could just do crap. I could do an unlimited amount. I think I could just fill this whole page with generations that are in the process of generating. So that's an important thing to look at. Again, trying to finish this video. Let's wrap it up. Thank you very much for watching. Keep your ears peeled for upcoming videos focusing specifically on AI and professional music production. Thank you for your time. Have a good weekend.